Hola y bienvenido a la presentación del Diccionario Personal, or Personal Dictionary, por Kevin Fitzpatrick. Here I'm going to describe and explain how to create the personal dictionary that will be used throughout your Spanish classes to record and document your Spanish grammar and vocabulary throughout the book. Here you're looking at the composition notebook that will be used throughout your course. It's very important that you get a college ruled composition book. It can be 100 sheets, 9 3/4 inches tall by 7.5 inches wide. It's important to specify this because if you get the wrong size or the wrong type, it will be rejected and you have to go back and buy another one. These books can be bought at Walmart or Office Depot or anywhere else that you can find them. If you have any questions, ask your instructor. So to begin, you're going to need the composition notebook, a ruler, 3 different color pens. I chose purple, black, and blue, but you can use whatever you like as long as the teacher approves of it. Just make sure that it's easy to see and easy to read, and you're also going to need your textbook. So to begin, I'll show you the first page and what the final product will look like. Now, you're going to not only want to write your name, but also your number in case it gets lost and can be recovered. Here on this page, this is an example of what the final product will look like. You're going to have I used black to divide the lines vertically and horizontally. You're going to use every 3 lines, you're going to be drawing that line to divide them. 1 word or phrase per box. On the left-hand side, you're going to have the Spanish word. On the right-hand side, you're going to have the English equivalent, as well as the Spanish sentences, which will be added later. Now, I only did it on this first line as an example to demonstrate how it's done, but you will be using almost every line, but leave that to your teacher as well to describe how many you're going to need. Here at the top, you're also going to notate which episode or chapter you're grabbing the vocab from, as well as the page number that corresponds. Now, I also put the professor's name and the class number of the Spanish version that you're taking to help identify it further. So as you're doing this, just keep in mind that you're going to want to speak these words aloud. You're going to want to take your time while writing them down, and you're going to want to focus on absorbing this material. Remember, the more time you spend on it, the better you're going to understand and remember the Spanish language. If you rush through this or do it before the night that it's due, it's not really going to stick in your brain. So, to start, we're going to start on a new page. Now you can do these front and back to conserve on paper. So you're going to want to use the ruler about 3 inches into the page. Make sure it's nice and straight. You'll have to forgive me, I'm not an artist. Now here, bear with me as I go through this, but you're going to want to use this line every 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be 1 box. And remember, 1 word or 1 grammar structure in each box. All the way down until you're finished. Now, once you have your lines finished, you're going to pull from your textbook whichever words you're going to be using. Now, you will have, it will vary week to week which words you use, and ask your instructor if you should have any questions. Usually it's going to be the entirety of the vocabulary from each episode. Other times it will only be a subset thereof. In this case, we're just going to use some examples. Now remember to switch to your secondary color for this part. So, we'll use hola, which means hello. And then later, once you get it back from, you'll have two grading periods. One where you write the word in Spanish and the English definition. She'll grade it, he or she will grade it, and then return your DP back to you, or Diccionario Personal. Then a second grading will be when you write the Spanish sentences, demonstrating your knowledge of the vocabulary and the grammar for each section. For example, hola, ¿cómo estás? Or, hello, how are you? Now you're going to go down the line, adding each word as you go. Sometimes it'll say something like, ¿Cómo está usted? And then you will add in English, how are you, with the parentheses specifying that this is the formal way to address someone. As you go along, you'll notice that there are different words. For example, in this chapter that I'm on, it will say expresiones de tiempo, or expressions of time, or para hablar de la niñez, or how to speak about your childhood. Now sometimes you might want to add those in, however that part's not required. Again, the purpose of this is not only to get a good grade, but to learn the language. So remember to continue, and I'm going to turn back to the finished page as the example. Remember to use one word or one grammar structure per box on the left side, the English definition on the right side, and a third color to write out the Spanish sentences on this side. Again, you want to remember to put the episode number, the page number on each page. And this about concludes it. It's a pretty straightforward process, but if you should have any questions, feel free to ask your instructor. Buena suerte en tus clases de español y gracias por tu atención. Adiós.